And like, what was your CTC right from IIT?
So my first CTC was about 65-70 at that point of time in 2012. So I got to work internationally. एक तो मेरे लिए ये अच्छा experience था.
You started it out with Slum, right? Then you were doing your own startup. Then you went to House Entering and then to Topmate, right? How is your like financial journey looks like?
The income has actually gone way down compared to Schlumberger.
You told about your first startup. वो actually में it failed or it worked? Like, what was the journey of that first startup?
No, it failed. It failed miserably.
जो भी top creators हैं, like how much they are earning monthly?
So monthly there are creators who are earning about 30 to 35 lakh.
Can you give an example of a digital product? Like, what do you mean by a digital product?
So whatever you can curate as an information can become your digital product.
Got it. And in general, how do you deal with negative thoughts? मतलब कभी ना कभी तो point में ऐसा आया होगा कि भाई ये तो नहीं काम कर रहा है, ये आइडिया तो नहीं काम कर रहा है.
Risk taking is something if someone can normalize it in some manner. So the more curious you are, the better it would be because you will be able to identify a lot of problems during that phase.
आज हम बात करने वाले अंकित से, जो कि आईआईटी बॉम्बे ग्रेजुएट है और को फाउंडर एंड सीईओ हैं Topmate.io के. Topmate आज क्रिएटर्स और प्रोफेशनल्स का वेपन है, जहां वो 1-on-1 सेशंस और डिजिटल प्रोडक्ट्स के थ्रू अपना टाइम और नॉलेज मोनेटाइज कर रहे हैं. आज हम डीप डाइव करेंगे कि Topmate पर टॉप 1% क्रिएटर्स की स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होती है और आप स्टेप बाय स्टेप अपने लिए एक पैसिव इनकम सोर्स कैसे बिल्ड कर सकते हैं. मैं एक मिशन पर हूँ 100 फाउंडर से सीखने का कि हाउ दे बिल्ड इट. हम डिकोड करेंगे वो एग्जैक्ट स्किल सेट, माइंडसेट और फाइनेंशियल हैक जो एक आइडिया को एक सक्सेसफुल स्टार्टअप में या सक्सेसफुल बिजनेस में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, ताकि आप इन लर्निंग्स को कॉपी पेस्ट करके अपना एक एम्पायर बना सके. इस एपिसोड के एंड में हम कुछ अनटैप्ड बिजनेस आइडियाज भी डिस्कस करेंगे, तो इस एपिसोड को एंड तक देखना. सब्सक्राइब कर लो और शेयर करो उनके साथ जो फ्यूचर में अपना कुछ बिल्ड करना चाहते हैं. लेट्स डाइव इन.
While you were growing up, तो आप किस टाइप के स्टूडेंट थे? लाइक वर यू बैक बेंचर और वर यू फ्रंट बेंचर? यू आर वेरी सीरियस इन स्टडीज.
During my childhood, I was a typical, how to say, a very average student. I was never the topper. I never got, actually during the school, I never got any prize for academics. In fact, I just have one trophy at my home and everything else is earned by my brother. So he was very good in studies, but I was a very average student. I was a backbencher. I used to mingle with the notorious kids in the class, but at the same time it was not just like that. I was very passionate about physics and maths, so maths was always good with me. In general, I was very curious, but I was not someone who would be able to recite everything to the word, so that is a challenge that I always faced. But yeah, I was a very average student, not very bad also, but a very average student.
Okay, and आपने IIT का कब डिसाइड किया then?
मैंने कभी डिसाइड नहीं किया था. इट वॉज आई नेवर न्यू अबाउट IIT एक्चुअली. सो 10th में देयर वाज अ कोचिंग क्लास कॉल्ड बंसल क्लासेस. सो माय फादर टोल्ड मी कि 10th में एटलीस्ट 85 लेके आना, अदरवाइज वहाँ पे एडमिशन नहीं मिलेगा. एंड आई यूज्ड टू थिंक कि बंसल क्लासेस जस्ट अनदर ट्यूशन क्लास फॉर 11th 12th. आई नेवर न्यू व्हाट IIT इज एक्चुअली, क्योंकि मेरी फैमिली से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं था. किसी से मेरी बात नहीं हुई थी इसके बारे में. सो आई नेवर न्यू व्हाट एक्चुअली IIT इज. Essentially for me, Bansal classes was just another tuition classes for 11th 12th, and I never went to tuition before that. तो ठीक है, मैंने 10th में I just studied that much कि मेरी 85 है exactly. I got selected into Bansal classes. So after my first test actually in Bansal classes, that's when I realized what it is actually. So what IIT is and what it takes to kind of crack this exam. It's a very 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 tough exam. At least at that point of time, I was absolutely clueless about what it takes to kind of crack this. उन्होंने log पढ़ाया, उन्होंने vectors पढ़ाया और कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आया मेरे को शुरू में. तो ऐसा कभी नहीं था. फिर एक्चुअली फर्स्ट ईयर तो मेरा ऐसे ही निकल गया, 11th तो पूरा ही. 12th में मेरे को थोड़ा समझ में आने लगा कि यार कैसे पढ़ाई होती है इसकी, मतलब कैसे आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझना होता है, कैसे आप चीज़ों को क्रैक कर सकते हो. इट्स ऑल अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट एंड नॉट द क्वेश्चन. तो आज तक हमेशा क्वेश्चंस को ही देखा था, उनके सिमिलर आंसर जाके वहाँ पे कर देते थे पेपर में, क्वेश्चन पेपर में. बट दिस वाज अ न्यू एक्सपीरियंस फॉर मी. या सो 12th में थोड़ा आइडिया लगा, बट आई वाज वेरी लेट that I couldn't crack it in the first go, and then I dropped, and then I was able to crack
Oh,
it.
okay, okay. And Ankit, like अभी ऐसी कुछ skill set है which helped you while building your startup as well, like which is coming from the IIT preparation, right? Do you think like what type of skill set do you develop during that time?
I think concepts. So learning about the concepts. So basically, not just about कि क्या लिख रहा है वहाँ पे, but understanding what the concept is, which is sometimes called as first principle thinking or very basic thinking, right? So that kind of a thing. कि यार physics में if we are studying friction, so what is friction? Or if in maths we are studying about trigonometry or ellipses, then what it is. तो वो एक स्किल है जो उस टाइम पे समझ में आई थी, क्योंकि स्कूलिंग में ऐसा कभी नहीं होता है. स्कूलिंग में इन एटलीस्ट इन इंडियन स्कूल्स एट आवर पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट वाज मोर अबाउट रिसाइटिंग द क्वेश्चन एंड देन जस्ट replicating the same answer in the question paper. But during this time I realized कि हाँ मतलब understanding concept is much more important, because once you understand the concept then you can apply it in different situations, different scenarios, and you won't face any difficulty. तो वही entrepreneurship में भी बहुत helpful होता है कि you need to understand the concept, that what it takes to build a good company, how you judge whether this is the right problem for a user or not, and then you execute that.
Got it. And आप कौन से कैंपस में गए थे आईटी के?
IIT Bombay.
बॉम्बे. एंड लाइक इज इट के रैंक ऐसा आया था यू वेंट अप एंड अप इन आईआईटी बॉम्बे, या आपको जाना ही आईआईटी बॉम्बे था फ्रॉम?
नहीं, जाना ही IIT बॉम्बे था एक्चुअली. तो 11th में जो मेरे सारे फ्रेंड्स थे कोचिंग के, वो सब लोग बॉम्बे गए थे. एंड एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम IIT बॉम्बे, दिल्ली एंड कानपुर वर द टॉप 3 IITs.
ओके.
एंड सबको ऐसा रहता था कि ऑब्वियसली बॉम्बे जाएं, एक सिटी का एक्सपीरियंस है, एक वहाँ का माहौल ही बहुत अलग है. IIT बॉम्बे के कल्चरल फेस्ट के बारे में सबने सुना होता है, टेक फेस्ट के बारे में सुना होता है. तो एक ब्रांड वैल्यू थी, तो इसलिए तो मेरी रैंक जो थी उस पे आई मेड श्योर कि IIT बॉम्बे ही मिले. मतलब प्रेफरेंस इस तरीके से भरी थी कि मोस्ट प्रोबेबली IIT बॉम्बे ही मिलना था, और वही मिला. मतलब
Okay, and like where actually you were born and brought up, in which city?
जयपुर. सो बॉर्न एंड ब्रॉट अप इन जयपुर. स्कूलिंग वगैरह सब वहीं से करी है. फिर देन आई ड्रॉप्ड आफ्टर 12th. इट वाज फॉर 1 year in Kota.
Okay, 1 year in Kota and then to IIT Bombay.
Yes.
Okay. And like how was it at IIT Bombay? How was the life? What did you do?
आई थिंक IIT बॉम्बे का एक्सपीरियंस बहुत ही मस्त था, बिकॉज पहली बार एक तो बहुत सारे डिफरेंट जगह के लोगों से मिले, डिफरेंट स्टेट्स, डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड, डिफरेंट एज ग्रुप, राइट, डिफरेंट वे ऑफ थिंकिंग, डिफरेंट फैमिली बैकग्राउंड्स. तो वो पहली बार हुआ कि ऐसे लोगों से मिले. नहीं तो ड्यूरिंग आवर टाइम everyone goes, say whosoever comes from a very similar family, they go to the same school, right? तो जैसे सब middle class, we belong to a middle class family. My father was a government servant and my mother is a housewife. तो बस उसी तरह के स्कूल में जाते थे, सेम तरह के लोग होते थे. बट IIT आके it was a very good experience in the sense कि बहुत different लोग मिले, बहुत different backgrounds के, and I got to learn a lot from them. How we perceive things might be very different in some other part of India, right? तो वो एक बहुत amazing learning थी, वो बहुत amazing experience था. उसके अलावा बस काफ़ी टाइम पास करने का टाइम मिलता है IITs में. काफ़ी सारा अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलती है, काफ़ी सारी नई चीज़ें ट्राई करने की. टाइम पास इज़ अ word that people use, but I think it's more about the opportunities that you get to experience there. तो इतने सारे clubs, इतने सारे avenues हैं आपके पास, other than studies also, that you can kind of start honing your personality in a different manner. तो वो मैंने बहुत कुछ किया during IIT days. Every year I used to have one or the other position of responsibility in one or the other club, which helped me to kind of keep understanding what it takes to work in a team, what it likes to build something from scratch, what it takes to create something and then improve it, discard it, all those things. तो वो काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था. And then obviously the kind of friends that you make during those days, because hostel life का एक अलग ही charm है, एक अलग ही सिनेरियो है. तो वो बहुत ही एक्सपीरियंस था. वो फ्रेंड्स आज भी सब फ्रेंड्स हैं, तो that is what it is.
I'm also like from IIT Kharagpur, and like right now I have friends across all states in India almost. हर जगह कुछ ना कुछ कनेक्शन निकल ही आता है किसी का. एंड लाइक ड्यूरिंग IIT, लाइक जो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाला माइंडसेट है, या फिर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाला जो कीड़ा लगता है कि हाँ भाई खुद कुछ अपना करना है, राइट? वाज इट लाइक ड्यूरिंग IIT, या फिर ड्यूरिंग IIT यू आर लाइक ठीक है, वी विल टेक द प्लेसमेंट एंड जस्ट लाइफ विल बी सॉर्टेड?
हाँ मतलब
How was it?
प्लेसमेंट ही था, अब एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में तो कुछ पता ही नहीं था, बिकॉज फैमिली में सभी सर्विस क्लास हैं, मतलब तो ऐसा कोई बिजनेस का कभी कुछ सोचा ही नहीं था, और स्पेशली स्टार्टअप एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप भी तो सोचा ही नहीं था। मतलब बिजनेस जो समझ में आता था, दोज वर ऑल ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेसेस इन आवर माइंड, दैट ओके you can open a restaurant or do something, or open a small IT services firm or something like this, या फिर कंस्ट्रक्शन फर्म। मतलब पर ऐसा बिजनेस और स्टार्टअप के बारे में तो कुछ भी आइडिया नहीं था। इट वाज ऑल अबाउट कि प्लेसमेंट्स क्रैक करेंगे एंड देन विल सी व्हाट हैपेंस। मतलब लाइफ सॉर्ट होगी वो तो नहीं पता था, बट एटलीस्ट इट वाज समथिंग कि हाँ मतलब प्लेसमेंट्स ही था जो भी था, कि अच्छी कंपनी क्रैक करनी है, अच्छा प्लेसमेंट लेना है, अच्छा पैकेज लेना है, तब दिमाग में यही सब रहता था, तो उस पर ही फोकस किया।
Say, and finally you ended up in which company
I
for
went to
placements?
Schlumberger.
And like, what was your CTC, first CTC, right from IT?
तो सो आई गॉट टू वर्क इंटरनेशनली। एक तो मेरे लिए ये अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था। सो आई वर्कड इन इराक, सऊदी एंड यूरोप फॉर 2.5-3 years during the time that I was with Schlumberger. So international salary थोड़ी सी अलग होती थी, तो my first CTC was about 65-70 at that point of time in 2012. तो वो काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था मेरे लिए।
जब आप स्लमबर्गर में थे, सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड द ट्रांजिशन कि ठीक है राइट नाउ अभी यू आर लाइक लाइफ सॉर्टेड चल रही है, ठीक है प्लेसमेंट भी लग गया है, यू आर काइंड ऑफ वेरी कंफर्टेबल एंड सेटल्ड, राइट? सो लाइक व्हाट एक्चुअली वाज द पॉइंट जब जहाँ पर आपको लगा नहीं अब कुछ तो अलग अलग करते हैं, विल आइदर गेट इनटू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, या फिर आई आल्सो न्यू दैट आपने आईएएस की भी प्रेप करी थी राइट बीच में, सो लाइक व्हाट वाज दैट ट्रांजिशन?
तो एक्चुअली श्रम के बाद आईएएस की प्रिपरेशन करी थी पहले। तब भी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में कुछ सोचा नहीं था। तो श्लम्बर्जर के बाद श्लम्बर्जर में आई गॉट पोस्टेड इन सऊदी in the end when I left actually. So Saudi at that point of time was very strict in terms of everything. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा lifestyle was not something that I was looking out for, right? तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा खराब था। मतलब उससे पहले everything was very good with Schlumberger. Schlumberger is an amazing company. I got to actually learn a lot from that experience. But सऊदी में फिर I thought कि अब वापस चलते हैं, and then one of the things that I could see बिकॉज आई वॉज फ्रॉम सिविल इंजीनियरिंग बैकग्राउंड, तो मैंने सोचा कि चलो पहले आईएएस की प्रिपरेशन करते हैं, मतलब यूपीएससी की। दैट्स अ गुड ऑप्शन, दैट्स अ गुड थिंग टू वर्क ऑन। सो आई केम बैक टू इंडिया, आई स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर इट। ड्यूरिंग द प्रिपरेशन आई रियलाइज कि यार द पॉसिबली द जॉब दैट आई एम सीकिंग और द रोल दैट आई एम सीकिंग, आई एम नॉट अ गुड फिट फॉर इट, because it's a very different kind of a lifestyle coming from a corporate background and going into that life was a very different experience. तो मैंने काफ़ी सारे सीनियर्स से बात करी, so that's how I realized. So मैंने एग्जाम भी नहीं दिया था, उससे पहले ही we left the company, and at that point of time when we were thinking of doing something else, तो जो मेरे साथ में 2-3 और लोग थे who were doing this UPSC preparation, they all came after leaving their jobs. तो हम लोगों ने डिसाइड किया कि क्या करना है अब नेक्स्ट। तो दैट्स व्हेन वी अंडरस्टूड अबाउट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। एक उस टाइम पे देयर वाज अ वेव ऑफ एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप इन इंडिया। अ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज, अ लॉट ऑफ आवर बैचमेट्स वर क्रिएटिंग दीज कंपनीज लाइक टाइनी आउल, डोरमेंट, हैंडी होम, राइट? सो ऑल ऑफ दीज कंपनीज ऑब्वियसली काफ़ी। तो दैट्स व्हेन वी रियलाइज कि हाँ आप कुछ ऐसा करते हैं, मतलब कि एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे जैसे लोग कर रहे हैं, मतलब ये। एंड देन वी स्टार्ट एक्सप्लोरिंग अबाउट डिफरेंट आइडियाज, डिफरेंट डोमेन्स। पहली बार समझ में आया ये, तो दिस वाज अबाउट 2015-16 एक्चुअली।
जब आप सोच रहे थे कि अभी एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप करना है, अपना कुछ बनाना है, सो लाइक व्हाट वाज द मोटिवेशन? वाज इट कि विल मतलब विल बी सेल्फ इंडिपेंडेंट, राइट? विल बी आवर ओन मैनेजर काइंड ऑफ वे, या फिर वाज इट लाइक समथिंग फाइनेंशियली के पैसा भी कमा रहे हैं लोग, they are selling companies in big amount, like what was the motivation?
उस टाइम पे तो फेम ही था, मतलब क्योंकि सब यही देख रहे थे कि यार न्यूज में आते हैं, फंडिंग ले रहे हैं लोग, मतलब। तो उस टाइम पे इतनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी फर्स्ट स्टार्टअप के टाइम।
Okay.
तो मतलब फेम ही था उस टाइम पे कि जाएंगे, बहुत जल्दी फंड रेज वगैरह हो जाएगा, देन विल स्टार्ट बिल्डिंग द कंपनी। बट एक न्यूज में आएंगे, लाइमलाइट मिलेगी, पीपल विल टॉक टू अस, पीपल विल वांट टू टॉक टू अस, राइट? तो वही उस टाइम तो वही दिमाग में था, आई थिंक, विच वॉज नॉट द राइट मोटिवेशन एब्सोल्युटली। बट उस टाइम पे इतनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी, तो यही मोटिवेशन था उस टाइम पे, एंड दैट्स हाउ वी गेट इनटू इट।
And like how you were basically funding yourself during that time, क्योंकि आपने जॉब छोड़ दिया था, राइट? So did you have any savings in your bank account? Like आपने बीच में आईटी का प्रेप भी किया, then you tried entrepreneurship. So how you were funding yourself during this time?
सेविंग से ही किया है। मतलब श्लम्बर्जर जैसे मैंने बताया कि आई वाज फॉर्चुनेट इनफ टू वर्क अब्रॉड इन माय वेरी फर्स्ट गो, सो वहाँ पे पैकेज बहुत अच्छा था, तो दैट हेल्प मी इन क्रिएटिंग सफिशिएंट सेविंग्स। और बहुत ही सिंपल, हाउ टू से, आई एम नॉट वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ वेरी फैंसी और ऐसी चीज होगा, तो इतना कभी मेरा खर्चा और भी नहीं होता था मतलब, एंड इट वाज इनफ फॉर मी एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, तो काफी था वो मतलब ऐसे भी, तो काफी सेविंग करी और सेविंग से ही till today surviving on those savings in some manner, right? तो savings ही है mainly.
You told about your first startup, right? But वो actually में it failed or it worked? Like, what was the journey of that first startup?
No, it failed. It failed miserably, and the right reason why it failed was because we were not mature enough to understand what it takes to build a company. तो हमें पता ही नहीं था कि क्या रिक्वायर्ड है। जैसे मैंने बताया कि हम तो बहुत ही ऐसे फेम और बहुत क्विक विक्ट्री के उसमें चले गए। वी सॉ कि यार सब आईआईटियंस, बहुत सारे लोग ऐसी कंपनीज बना रहे हैं, दे आर गेटिंग फंडेड, राइट? तो एक ब्रांड के कारण, एक अपनी पेडिग्री के कारण वी थॉट कि वी विल हैव द सेम एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ बिल्डिंग अ कंपनी और डूइंग अ स्टार्टअप। तो काफी इररेस्पॉन्सिबली या फिर इमेच्योर एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम, तो इतनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं थी, तो इस वजह से दैट फेल्ड। तो इट फेल्ड मिजरेबली टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, एंड बट it gave us all of us a very very good learning. We were 5 people who were doing this, so we all learned a lot from that experience कि यार actually it's a very different kind of a mentality or a ball game that you need to have to kind of build something like this.
Got it. And like after that startup failed, what was your next step? What did you do next?
तो जब वो startup fail हुआ, तो that kind of made me realize कि यार करना तो है सब कुछ आगे जाके दोबारा, but I also realized कि I need to learn a lot before doing this.
Okay.
So one thing that I did was that I wanted to join a consulting firm, which will give me experience of working with different clients, different industries, different domains, on how they solve problem, what is their thought process. तो एक तो वो thought process था mind में, और एक था कि एक ऐसे अर्ली स्टेज कंपनी ज्वाइन करनी है वेयर आई कुड बी मोर इम्पैक्टफुल, आई गेट टू वर्क वेरी क्लोजली विद समथिंग। तो इसलिए एक इंडियन कंसल्टिंग फर्म है, थाउसेंट्रिक। आई जॉइन दैट इन 2017-16 एक्चुअली, वो फिर किया उसके बाद।
Got it. So like during that job you learned all the skill set and you realized कि पहले जो मैं startup कर रहा था उसमें I did like multiple things went wrong, right? Like what was the like top skill set you would say, या top 3 skill sets you would say you learned from Thousandtrick?
थाउसेंट्रिक से एक तो टीम बिल्डिंग, कि कैसे टीम बनाते हैं, कैसे मैनेज करते हैं टीम को, राइट? एंड देन हाउ टू थिंक अबाउट अ प्रॉब्लम। Startup is all about solving a problem at any point of time. One or the other problem is something that you're solving, and that's the journey of running a startup. तो कि कैसे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते हैं, हाउ डू यू मेजर इट, हाउ डू यू थिंक अबाउट इट, हाउ डू यू हाइपोथाइज वेदर अ सॉल्यूशन इज गोइंग टू वर्क और नॉट, एंड देन यू एक्चुअली वैलिडेट इट बाय गोइंग इनटू बेबी स्टेप्स। तो एक ये था, एंड थर्ड इज कि इट विल रिक्वायर लॉट ऑफ हार्ड वर्क. It is not something that will be easy to do. It will not be something that will just come to you naturally. Even if you understand a domain, an industry, or anything, it will require immense hard work from your end to kind of succeed or to do anything into it. So that's the bare minimum things that I learned. So that was the experience, because I got to work very closely with the founders in Thousandtrick, and I had a very very amazing experience of working with them. They kind of their way of working taught me a lot of things. और ये सब चीजें मैंने उनसे ही सीखी, और वही मैं आज भी ट्राई करता हूँ कि in some manner I am able to kind of replicate that within myself or with the people that I'm working with.
Post Thousandtrick you decided to start Topmate, or like?
Yes.
But again like pushed you to again quit the job, because आपको पता है कि पहले आपने एक स्टार्टअप ऑलरेडी ट्राई कर लिया है, but you were basically lagging in lot of skill set, in mindset, right? So again when you took this decision, तो like what was going on in your mind कि ठीक है, now I am ready, I can start something of my own?
मतलब वो मोटिवेशन तो पहले से ही था जब फर्स्ट बंद हुआ था कि करना तो है कभी ना कभी, मतलब आज नहीं तो कल वी हैव टू डू इट. Then we used to kind of brainstorm about some ideas, some things. थोड़ा इंडस्ट्री देख रहे थे, तो I think it was just a realization वी फेल्ट कि यार अब सही टाइम है, कर सकते हैं, मतलब काफ़ी कुछ सीख लिया है. Obviously there is a lot of things that you will continue to learn every day while you are working on a startup, within a startup, as a employee or as a founder. That is a different thing, but ऐसा लगा कि हाँ आप कर सकते हैं. मतलब जो बेसिक्स चीज़ें हैं, जो अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, वो आ गई है कि कैसे चीज़ें होती हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इन माय फर्स्ट स्टार्टअप आई डिडंट इवन नो कि ऐप इंस्टॉल करवाने के पैसे लगते हैं. मतलब बिकॉज आई यूज टू थिंक कि मैंने तो कभी पैसे दिए ही नहीं है इंस्टाग्राम इंस्टॉल करने के या गूगल इंस्टॉल करने के, तो पैसे लग क्यों रहे हैं. मतलब एंड दैट्स व्हेन आई रियलाइज कि यार मार्केटिंग, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग भी एक चीज़ होती है जिसके थ्रू ये अचीव कर सकते हैं. तो इतनी नाइविटी थी उस टाइम पे कि ये भी नहीं पता था. बट during while working with Housecentric, I got to work on very good projects. I got to work on building a team. I became a part of a core team. The founders showed trust on me. तो वो learnings बहुत अच्छी थी, जिसकी वजह से ऐसा लगा कि yes, now is the right time to work on something. तो वो एक self realization था. मतलब you cannot quantify it कि यार अब ready है या नहीं है, but it's a very different thing. But it was a feeling from inside कि हाँ, now is the right time to get into it.
अभी जो हम टॉपमेट देखते हैं, was it the same when you started building after Housecentric, or is there a delta, like this was your first idea and this is what came out and became a bit successful?
तो pretty much सेम ही आइडिया है. आइडिया सेम है अभी भी. ऑब्वियसली प्रोडक्ट बहुत इवॉल्व हुआ है, जो कि होना भी है, which is a natural thing to happen, but the idea is pretty much the same till today. That we will build a tool for the creators, for the professionals, so that they can offer their time, they can offer their services, and they can monetize it. So essentially they can set up their own, say, a passive income source using Topmate, or a full-time source in some cases, as a creator, to monetize, or basically a predictable income source. If you are a content creator, if you are a professional working in any domain, any industry, be it a travel content creator, or be it a tech content creator, or a professional working in, say, Google or Flipkart. So idea pretty much same hai, and that is what it is, and the product is getting evolved. That's it.
Right now there are like multiple creators or multiple professionals which are on Topmate, right? ठीक है. कुछ professionals ऐसे होंगे जो first 30 to 60 days में they start earning something, right? They start getting money, and there would be certain professionals as well जिन्होंने platform join किया but it didn't work out for them and they churned out या फिर exited. So what is actually difference in these two type of professionals? Like what things professional one did right, and like what things worked for professional one?
I think the first thing is that they are active on social media. So in today's time, being active on social media, any platform, be it LinkedIn, be it Instagram, YouTube, is very important, because whenever someone is trying to reach out to you, they have a habit of going through your social profile. This is a very common thing that we do, right? We go and search for someone on LinkedIn these days, or Instagram, or these kind of platforms. So being active on these platforms gives a very good glimpse about you, and it gives a lot of confidence to someone whether they can get some advice from you or not. So this makes them very easy in terms of taking decision whether I should buy your services or not. So I should book a one-on-one session with you or not, or whether I should register for a webinar that you are doing, or I should buy a digital product from you, for example, right? Or a course or something like this. So वो बहुत important है, that you are active on social media in some manner. If you are a very dormant kind of a person, right? So Topmate is not for you, obviously. Then there could be some different platforms where you could succeed, something like a GLG, something like a platform where it's a marketplace. But we are not a marketplace, so we enable professionals to set up their own practice in some manner, or creators in some manner. So for us, someone who is active on social media makes sense, and these are the people who keep getting traffic on their profiles, who keep getting interactions or engagement requests from different people. If you are active, so you are visible. That visibility gives a lot of avenues for people to reach out to you.
Okay, so like was activity on social media came out to be a major difference between professional 1 and professional 2, जो exit कर गया and जो सही में they started earning
exactly
something.
So the reason being कि, and I am considering here that both have the same pedigree, right? So I am not saying that one has a different pedigree. Obviously pedigree always matters. It's not like कि यार there is a class 8 student who was very active on social media, तो उससे कोई 12th क्लास का बच्चा बात नहीं करेगा, राइट? सो इट्स लाइक अ पिरामिड. तो जितना आप ऊपर रहेंगे उतने ज़्यादा लोग आपसे बात करने की कोशिश करेंगे या चाहेंगे. But at the same time, I believe that everyone has something to share. Everyone has something to share to someone who is looking out for this. So, for example, even if someone is in say second year, और ये हमारे साथ हुआ है, मतलब कि सेकंड ईयर में एक स्टूडेंट है जिसने उबर में इंटर्न क्रैक कर ली, तो अब बहुत सारे उसके फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स वुड वांट टू टॉक टू हिम और हर, बिकॉज दे वुड वांट टू लर्न हाउ टू क्रैक उबर एज एन इंटर्न, or how to get into these FANG companies as an intern, right? So सबके पास कुछ ना कुछ वैल्यू है देने के लिए, but obviously पेडिग्री, तो अगर दोनों की पेडिग्री सेम है तो यस, एक्टिविटी मेक्स सेंस, बिकॉज you need to have that how to say visibility or brand in today's time. Personal brand is very important, right? It's just like another brand. So everyone, we used to talk about brand only with say D2C companies, जो ये product companies होती हैं, but today personal brand is also something which is very important, because that's what differentiates you among the same kind of people. तो social media activity से आपकी personal brand पे बहुत impact होता है. If you are naturally very good in something, if you have a good pedigree, your activity will enhance your personal brand many fold, and this will help you to generate a lot of engagement, request, or people willing to speak with you.
जो भी top creators हैं, like how much they are earning monthly?
So monthly there are creators who are earning about 30 to 35 lakh. There are creators who are earning up to 20,000, 30,000 also. So it depends, right? So it depends your motivation, what kind of offerings that you have, what kind of pedigree that you have. So there are some creators who are offering these cohorts, and in today's time AI based cohorts बहुत लोग offer कर रहे हैं, and they are able to earn 25-30 lakh on a monthly basis. So इंडस्ट्री पे बहुत डिपेंडेंट है कि किस तरह की इंडस्ट्री में आप एक्टिव हो, किस तरह की आप ऑफरिंग्स दे रहे हो, उससे बहुत इम्पैक्ट होता है. ऑब्वियसली देयर आर सम वेरी गुड पीपल who have the potential to earn something like this, but they are not doing it for money. So they keep their prices very low. They either keep it absolutely free also as something to give back to the community. तो ऐसा नहीं है, मतलब it's a completely choice, but the range is something like this.
जो ये top creators हैं, what is the categories of these creators? Like AI में भी specifically what they are, like what type of course they are selling, what products they are selling?
तो जनरली कोहर्ट सेल करते हैं ये लोग. कोहर्ट इज लाइक अ मल्टी सेशन, अ लॉन्गर ड्यूरेशन, से 6 सेशन कोहर्ट वेबिनार्स, राइट? तो वो लोग सेल करते हैं. उसमें दे टॉक अबाउट हाउ टू गेट जॉब इन AI, for example. I will help you to build some of the AI agents right from understanding from the very first step to the very last step. So basically AI को लेके there is a lot of data that is available, there is a lot of content that is available in the market, but people are not very sure about, because this is still a very new tech compared to the times that we are in. तो अभी बहुत ही न्यू टेक्नोलॉजी है, न्यू एडवांसमेंट है, देयर इज एवरी डे समथिंग न्यू इज हैपनिंग, सम ऑफ द अदर मॉडल्स कमिंग, तो वो उन सब में उनकी हेल्प करते हैं. सो देयर आर, तो बेसिकली वो AI रिलेटेड वॉट एवर दे कैन टीच पीपल, इन द सेंस दे आर डूइंग दिस, वॉट एवर दे कैन हेल्प और guide people to get a job in that platform. It can be about building say agents in enterprise level, right? Or it can be about designing a Gen AI platform that we will help you to learn about context, what are the kind of guardrails should be there, what kind of model that you should use, what are caching, optimization, right? All of those things. So end-to-end understanding of one concept within AI, which will help them to kind of upskill themselves in a very fast manner in today's time.
जो ये अभी top creators है, what is their actual background? Like, are they from IIT or like top tier 1 college?
Not always.
Is there any
not
pattern?
always. So, but they have a experience in data science, for example, or machine learning or AI. So they have been into this industry for a long duration of time, and now they understand the basic concepts, plus at the same time very advanced concepts also. So this is one category that works very well. So AI, product, data, right? Because these are very close to what everyone wants to get into in today's time. Then one more category that works very well is the study abroad or get a job abroad kind of a category. That there are a lot of Indians who have moved abroad, so either in Europe or US or Canada. and now they help people finding opportunities there, helping them with their SOPs, helping them with finding opportunities in terms of education, job opportunities in Europe, in US or Canada. So wherever they are, in Japan. So study abroad is also one category which works very well, because I think that it all depends on the ROI essentially in someone's mind when
Okay.
they are spending some amount. So I know that if I get a job in AI today, it will be a massive boost for my career overall. So the ROI would be very, very high.
Hmm.
So I can pay more. Similarly, if you are planning to move abroad, you know that you are going to spend at least 40-50 lakh. So you can spend 5,000, 10,000 to speak or to get some guidance from someone who's already there or who has done that.
Is there any category right now जो आप अभी आपको लगता है कि काफी अंडर परफॉर्म कर रही है, या फिर is like it is underperforming right now, but in like next 24 months, 2 years or 3 years, you see is at a top grossing or upcoming category?
आई थिंक AI ही था अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले तक, और अभी थोड़े टाइम तक इट विल बी लाइक दिस, बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द चेंजेस विल हैपन इन दिस कैटेगरी. आई थिंक दैट हार्डवेयर टेक्नोलॉजी, someone who is very good in hardware mechanical engineering, this is a category that is going to boom in next 2 years, because now, because all the software part is pretty much done, all the models and everything, right? So now we see that a lot of real gadgets or real physical products are coming. So people are making these humanoid robots, flying cars. So I think that the next wave of AI will come with these devices, the real physical devices. So that kind of an industry will boom very crazily. So currently, a lot of people are not willing to get into manufacturing or say mechanical side of it. But I think this industry, the experts who are there, the people who are already working on those industries, they will have a very, very good roadmap ahead essentially in next 1 to 2 years. Because I think that within next 5 years, every one of us will have at least one or two robots in our home for sure. You would have already seen that mop robot, right? Dusting robot, which is very common. People have started using cooking robots now. So I think with AI, that the next wave of advancement will come with these physical products.
Do you use AI in your daily life, Abhi?
Yeah, a lot. For most of the things, whenever we need to get some idea about or some brainstorming or some research, obviously we use AI these days. In case I need to write a content, verify a content or something like this, I use AI for that.
Where do you think AI is impacting most in your life? Like, is it increasing? Is it like increasing your productivity, or is it like it is only helping in brainstorming? Like, where exactly AI is making the most
I
impact
think
right now?
increase in productivity. Productivity, when I say, is that it's more about that I can get answers very quickly and in very detailed manner, for which I used to spend a lot of time. So, for example, if I needed to do a research on say some industry before, I used to Google it and then
हाँ.
go through hundreds of links and everything. But today I can get a very detailed report about one company, about one say a startup or one industry in a very simplified manner. I just need to give it prompt and I can get a very good detailed report, and then I can keep asking more and more questions, because there is a very good communication layer also that is built with these AI bots, with these chat bots. So it's not like that you did a research and then once you feel of asking a next question by building on top of the first part of the research, you would have to go to someone else. But now you can just keep iterating that research or keep iterating that results from as a part of that research by just having a conversation with the bot. तो उसमें बहुत हेल्प हो रही है. सो प्रोडक्टिविटी इन अ सेंस इज समथिंग दैट आई एम getting a lot of benefit of. And then obviously writing emails, communicating something to someone. So पहले उसमें बहुत time spend करोगे आप, करना पड़ता था, because once you write an email, for example, if you want to explain something, you would have to go through it 2 or 3 times to make it more clear. But now your thoughts can be very, very not to the point. They can be very summarized, and you just give it to or use open chat chat GPT or Gemini, and it will give you very detailed answer or a write up that you need to send in a very detailed simplified manner, which you would probably need at least 3-4 iterations to achieve it, to reach it.
And like, what are the top 5 AI apps you are using on day-to-day basis?
तो अभी तो चैट जीपीटी, देन जेमिनाई, Then Claude is something that I
Okay.
use. Then recently I've started using Canva for designing emails. तो काफी सारे जो marketing emails या promotional emails या फिर transactional emails भी भेजने होते हैं. So Canva has just released something like this. And then I have started using Cursor or Replit kind of a product, but I'm not a coder actually. I just don't know anything about coding, but I've just recently started using these also to basically being able to build something or try to build something. When I have an idea in my mind, can I build something or can I design that in some manner?
Interesting. Got it. You meet a lot of creators, right? What is that one misconception about passive income, which you feel is very common in lot of budding creators or professionals who want to make money online?
अच्छा, who wants to make money? So पहला तो है कि a lot of people are afraid of making money. So that I think is the first step. A lot of professionals, a lot of creators, they're very shy in asking for money. They think that okay, we don't need to we should not ask for money or we should not sell something for some charges or something like this. So that is the first category. And then I think the second category is that the challenge, they are not very sure about how will they can make money or how easy is it to actually set up a passive income source. So they think that it is very difficult to do something like this. That okay, they have to spend a lot of time, they have to merge a lot of products, or they have to invest a lot of time in operations to achieve this. But that is not true. I think in today's time, using something like Topmate or a lot of other different type of solutions in different type of industries are present, which can help them to set up this very, very quickly. And it is very easy actually. So for example, I meet a lot of Instagram creators these days because we are focusing on Instagram as well these days as a opportunity to help creators earn money. So during those conversations, I realized that they don't even know about that they can own the monetization directly. So a lot of these creators, what I see is that they rely on these brand deals, which are very unpredictable in nature, which are very seasonal in nature. There is no guarantee of that, but still they are not very sure of how they can actually earn money directly. And just to give you an example, in travel itself, right? Travel content creators, I think most of them are not, they don't even know that they can sell itineraries and very easily can set up a predictable income source because the kind of content that they're creating, the kind of places that they're going, they're very unique in nature. And if they can pen it down in a PDF format or in document format and sell it, people will definitely buy it. And this is something a lot of creators are doing. तो ऐसे ही बहुत सारी इंडस्ट्रीज में, बहुत सारे डोमेन में, आई थिंक दे आर नॉट इवन sure of how easy it is to set up a passive income. They think it's a very, very difficult task which will require a lot of hassle, but it's not the case actually.
Talking about the age distribution of professionals on Topmate, how is it like?
So age distribution, so mostly it's between 25 to 35 actually, who are the best. So because you need some kind of a pedigree for people to continuously be able to reach out to you to speak with you. Plus, at the same time, you need to have some kind of an understanding about one particular industry so that you can give very good advice and can make a name for yourself. So most of them are, the majority of the successful people are in the range of 25 to 30. And then beyond 35, what happens is that you would probably go at a very high position in a company or in an organization, or you would be doing something very different. So those kind of people or those kind of professionals are not always very able to spend time. So like I mentioned, so they are using it very aggressively also. A lot of these professionals above 35, very senior positions are using it. They are not able to give a complete focus on that. They would be doing it for one particular reason, one particular domain actually. Or they would be opening up less number of slots or doing less number of services. But they would definitely have the pedigree to do or to achieve anything when it comes to using Topmate as well.
Let's say एक 25 to 27 साल का there is a guy, right, and he wants to start making some passive income. He or she wants to start making some passive income, right? And Topmate is one of the platform, definitely. So from like step 0 to start making at least 50K per month, what is the playbook or what are the steps you would suggest for him or her?
देखो प्लेबुक तो कुछ ऐसे एग्जिस्ट करती नहीं है बिकॉज अदरवाइज एवरीवन वुड बी एबल टू डू दिस सो टिपिकली I don't believe in this concept of playbook or something like this when it comes to content creation actually or when it comes to passive income because there are many ways in which you can do this right so investing बहुत लोग करते ही हैं and they keep earning money through it also but when it comes to something like a Topmate right so like I mentioned अगर कोई 25-27 का है सो फर्स्ट इज दैट दे नीड टू स्टार्ट बीइंग एक्टिव ऑन सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म whichever platform it is and when I say activity I never said that it should be about content creation only even if you are engaging with other people content you will start getting visibility you don't need to create content very specifically for that or when I say activity it's not just about content creation engaging with other people's content is also something that will bring visibility to you so that is one thing and then very easy things to start off with is something that you do a group session or you sell digital products so digital products in today's time are working very good so it's more like a curation of the knowledge that you have right so everyone who is into 25-27 range they would have some understanding about certain topic be it like cracking a job be it like cracking a university they might have gone to say for higher studies in one particular university so they would have some knowledge about how to crack something whether it's a job whether it's education whether it's about setting up or content creation or anything right so uske liye you need to start talking about it in some manner or sharing that in some manner so digital products works very well because these are more scalable you kind of create that in one go at one time and then it will keep reaching to more and more people so that becomes your first step so content creation or essentially activity on social media is the first step and then whatever you have knowledge about package it in some manner and start offering it you will get very less number of say paid customers or paid clients in the very first go but it will gradually increase because there is a network effect that kicks in all of these cases so for example if say suppose first day 10 people come and 2 of them converts right so you will think just 2 are there tomorrow next 2 will come but what will happen is that these 2 people or those 4 people once they have a good experience with you whenever they hear someone talking about the similar problem they will recommend your name to them so they will say that okay I had a discussion with Kartik he helped me a lot so why don't you also talk to him when they are thinking about say cracking IIT or going to a FANG company or cracking a higher education college right so that will create a network effect so initially it will be slow but there will be an inflection point that will come after that it will just start penetrating very quick so just start being active and then the second step is to package whatever learnings that you have in some manner be it into a format of one-on-one sessions or be it in a format of webinars or digital products and the third thing is that start very slow in terms of your pricing if you're a 25-27 don't think about that okay what is my time's worth today in my mind consider this more like setting up something where you need to invest some amount before so this is like your investment in the beginning so once you invest some amount that will start giving you benefit so initial say you can start very slow in terms of your pricing or the kind of value that you are giving so even if you are say charging 1,000 rupees you might can give up to 1 hour to someone compared to in your mind that okay I will only give 30 minutes so initially more value less expectation this will bring more and more people to you or more and more potential clients to you which will convert become your brand ambassador or your evangelist and this will kick in a network effect that will help you to earn eventually much more higher than what you are doing today.
Can you give an example of a digital product? Like, what do you mean by a digital product?
Yeah, so digital product is say in travel it is itineraries. So you create an itinerary that's a digital product. In tech it is about that say for example what are the best 10 resources to learn about say DSA or what are the 5 typical tech interview questions that people ask and how to answer them or it can be about 10 case studies and their thought of thinking approach as a solution right so it can be anything or it can be as simple as that what are the best 10 tools available in AI to create images so whatever you can curate as an information can become your digital product so it can be a cheat sheet it can be a worksheet one of the finance creator, what she did was, when the new and old tax regime was there in terms of income tax, right? She created a calculator on Excel. Very simple calculator that you fill in your details about your basic salary, CTC, and everything, and it will give you an answer that which regime will give you better chances of paying less amount of tax. And that was a digital product that she showed as an Excel file.
Right now in Topmate there are multiple type of things which you can create, right? You can have one-on-one sessions, you can have webinars, right? So what is the, and obviously you have digital products as well, right? So what is the right strategy you would suggest, or the strategy which is working to use that platforms which are available on Topmate to start earning money?
I think it is very subjective again. So it depends on what kind of audience you have. So a lot, if you are getting a lot of requests to connect, say on your DMs, that okay, I want to speak with you, I want to get a chance to learn from you, I need to get this answer, then one-on-ones is the best way to start off with. If you are someone who is not able to give ample amount of time in a week, so you can do a webinar collating all those questions, find some theme in those questions, and then organize a webinar for that. And if you are someone who don't want to get on call, or who is not comfortable in doing this, then digital products works well, because you just need to create it once. It is also an outcome of your thought process only, of your learnings only, in a PDF format or a document format. That's it. So you kind of create it and then you offer it as a digital product. One thing that I recommend most of the people is that if you are doing a digital product or a group session, it is good because it makes it easier for the other person to join, because first of all, the pricing will be distributed, so you don't need to charge very hefty for a webinar or for a digital product. Second thing is that once you do that, a lot of people will be able to connect with you, or they get a glimpse about you. So this gives them a confidence or understanding of what kind of outcome they can expect after having a conversation with you, which will convert to a more one-on-one sessions. And also during this scalable part, which is more like a webinar or a digital product, what you also achieve is that you get a lot of testimonials and rating from people, which kind of strengthens your profile a lot. Because if someone comes on your profile and they see that okay, this person or this professional has a rating of 4.7, and 20 other people have derived benefit after having an interaction with him, so I will be able to achieve that also. So I should go ahead and book a one-on-one session or buy anything.
Do you know people who are like making using Topman not as a passive income but only source of income?
Yeah, there are creators who are doing it. There are a lot of creators who are doing it. So someone who is a digital marketing expert, someone who is a data science, how to say, creator, who is doing this, right? Or there are travel influencers who are using it. So there are a lot of creators or a lot of professionals who are doing it as a full time, or not. If not full time, then majority of their income is coming through Topmate.
Like I'm coming back to your journey, right? So you started it out with Slum, right? Then you were doing your own startup. Then you went to House Entering and then to Topmate, right? How is your like financial journey looks like? Right? Initially at Slum, you said you were earning around 50 to 65 LPA, right? Post that you were not earning anything, right? And then you went to House Centric, right? So like what is that trajectory of like how your earning changes, and like what is how your perspective of money changed around your journey?
I think the money has continuously gone down after Schlumberger. So during UPSC preparation and the startup, it was obviously zero. Then in consulting also, because I joined a very new firm, so it was not very high. And then during Topmate, because it is something that I started off, so here also the salary is very less. The income has actually gone way down compared to Schlumberger, but I think the perspective has changed in the sense that I realized that I don't need a very hefty amount for myself on a monthly basis. I need a basic amount is sufficient for me to survive or to basically live a decent lifestyle here. And then this gives me a freedom to work on something that I like to work on, or this gives me a freedom to think about a problem statement, or to basically think about the outcome in future. that okay, I'm going to get a very good outcome in future. Recently, that has transformed into building wealth essentially. So this is what we are trying to achieve as well. So it's more about from the money has turned into wealth in terms of mind. So I am more cognizant about right how to scale the company in the right manner, right? How to build wealth for the team also, because this is what they are also working with me for eventually, right? So that kind of perspective has changed, but in terms of income, that has obviously gone down. Schlumberger was a very very different experience, but post that I have more devoted into learning most of the time, right? So Thousandic was a very good learning experience for me. So I consider it more like an investment which helped me in starting up Topmate. So here also, because I am devoting time, that will possibly give me some result in future.
Got it. And like, what is that one advice? Because I see people in like 20 to 25 around this age, right? When they wanted to build something or do something of their own, financially they are constrained, right? That is only the one thing which is pushing them back, because they see their batchmates or people around them who are growing in their salaries, earning 5x, 10x, right? So, like, what would be that one advice which you want to give to those guys who want to build something?
I think, see, if you have a responsibility when it comes to money, right? So if you have some kind of a dependency on you from your family, or you have a financial obligation in some manner, I think you need to clear that first before starting something, because entrepreneurship or startups is a very very long game. You are not going to get results very very quickly in almost practically every case. Whatever story that we hear, it's just about the best part. We don't hear the grind behind it, right? So we keep talking about grow, we do keep talking about Zepto, that how they were able to grow, but it's not like that. They have spent considerable amount of their time in thinking about the problem, in working under the shadows or in the background first, and then they were able to figure that out during that grinding phase, which led to this kind of a growth that we see today, right? So it's always a long term game. So if you have a financial obligation, my suggestion to everyone is that you should not think of starting something. First clear that out in some manner, either uh, get enough savings by working somewhere, or work on something, have a stable income source in parallel, so that your financial obligation is not something which can come into jeopardy. And then if you have that sorted, then obviously you can start thinking about it. Now it depends on whether you want to do it full time or part time to begin with. Both the strategies work. There is no right answer to it. A lot of people have started part time on working something, and once they saw the scale or potential in it, then only they left the current job or the full time job that they're doing. Or some people, they just left the job and got into something, and then they were able to crack it. So I think both strategies work. It depends on what kind of motivation or what kind of mindset that you have. I personally is of the opinion that you have to leave everything. So I'll quit my job and then get into something, because if I have a cushion, if I have a safety net in my mind, I think that I will be slower, or I will have a different kind of a mindset in that situation. But it depends on, it's a very subjective thing, to be very honest. It's not that my answer or my way is the right way. It is a very subjective thing. So, but financial obligation should not be there.
How do you see wealth as a founder or as an entrepreneur?
I think it's something that we are still learning as an entrepreneur, as a founder, that what wealth stands for us. Traditionally, or very simply put, it would be if the startup gets some kind of an exit or an IPO that is able to create wealth for the founder. But I think there would be multiple ways in which this could be achieved. But we are very young to even think about it as Topmate. So most of the focus is right now to scale it, to basically build it in the right manner, so that we are able to achieve that scale. We are able to achieve that kind of a financial scale also for the company, and then we can think about wealth, or we can think about the next steps in this journey.
Do you invest in some other instruments as well apart from like reinvesting in the company?
From Topmate.
Yes, like do you get a salary from Top
Yeah,
Net,
so
Abhi?
we are just so see, every founder is also an employee, so we just get salary.
Hmm.
So it's not something,
Okay.
but company makes a profit which is reinvested in the company for the
Okay.
growth. So that is there. But for our perspective, it is simply put, so we get a salary, that's it, and I try to invest, but I don't get that much time to basically learn about stock markets or investing or something. So I have very basic, say, SIPs or mutual fund that is there, but not something which I'm doing actively. So whatever investment essentially I'm doing is in Topmate, because that is the
Okay.
outcome that I'm thinking about, right? So that is the problem that I'm working on. That is the thing that I'm working. Most of my time is goes there.
And as a founder, like you have multiple things and multiple domains to handle, right? How your day looks like how do you manage your day?
I think it is. So currently, I predominantly look at the growth side of the company. So I have my task, I have my targets that I need to work on. I have the team that I need to work with, right? So the day typically is structured in some manner. So it's a predominantly structured day that okay, I need to achieve this or I need to do all of these kind of things, and then some part is about unknown things that I need to think about, that okay, how can I achieve this, what are the ideas, what are the things that I can work in this scenario. So it's pretty much like that.
Mhm.
So calendar obviously works, very helps in these kind of things. So the more structured you are, the more clear you are about what you want to do today or what you want to achieve today, that will help you to kind of keep the structure in the day.
Apart from calendar, how do you plan, like do you plan daily कि आज ये 5 चीजें हैं and this is what I need to finish, or do you plan weekly or monthly, like how you plan your goals just to be
So
productive?
yes, in all the ways. So usually you do have monthly goals that okay, this is the month target, this is the numbers that I need to achieve, this is the numbers that I need to
Hmm.
reach at, and then you break it down to weekly things that okay, you keep track it, you keep we are at this point of time, at any point of time, and then obviously daily it helps because there are a lot of small tasks that get mixed if you don't have daily list. So daily list is something that I also try to manage as much as possible. Obviously sometimes I also miss them, but this is something that I try to actively work on, that daily also I have a task list that I need to achieve these kind of things, or I need to complete or finalize these things today itself, because that they should tie into your weekly and monthly goals. So all kind of things do help in this, and I think working on daily tasks, like in terms of what you want to or what you need to achieve today, would not take you more than 15-20 minutes actually.
While you were building Topmate, right? What's that one thing जो आपको लगा कि ठीक है अभी मुझे ये स्किल सेट या ऐसे माइंडसेट में मतलब आई गॉट दैट लर्निंग एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई एम एबल टू पुश टू बिल्ड Topmate or build a startup. Like, was that any particular learning or anything which you want
Yeah,
to
I
share?
think I realized that you can never have a very finished product. It will always be an iterating way. You need to get out of that thinking that okay, my product has to be 100% perfect or it has to be amazing before I take it to someone. It can be in a very basic shape also, because that will also give you learning, and this will help you to work very faster or move faster essentially. So this is something that I learned, that you don't need to keep sitting on a product that okay, I need to build it first and then only I will go once it is perfect, when it is amazing. You should actually start going out as soon as possible, because that will help you to learn very quickly about what you are building, whether you are building it right or not. So that is one thing that I learned, which was a very different mindset before.
इन जनरल हाउ डू यू डील विद नेगेटिव थॉट्स, मतलब कभी ना कभी तो पॉइंट में ऐसा आया होगा कि भाई ये तो नहीं काम कर रहा है, ये आइडिया तो नहीं
हाँ, वो
काम कर
तो
रहा है.
इट इज वेरी कॉमन, मतलब एज अ एंटरप्रेन्योर, एज अ एनीवन इन अ स्टार्टअप, बी इट समवन हु इज वर्किंग in any in domain or any department within a startup, just as an employee also, this is a very common thing that will happen. So I think the more objective you are, the better it would be in these cases. So once you have an objective kind of a metric in mind, that okay, I assign this metric to this experiment or this task, and if you are way short of it, then it is a very objective thing. So try to keep it as objective as possible, because if you just keep it in your mind that okay, thinking that okay, this should work or this will work, then you will be more disappointed. But if you think that okay, I need to achieve 10 from this experiment, if you end up achieving say 3, then you directly know that okay, this is something that is not working. It might be that you would have bet a lot on that particular experiment or that particular idea. You would have a very strong conviction, but it didn't turn out. That can give you some kind of a demotivation. But in terms of if you follow this objectivity everywhere, I think you will continue to improve in terms of your thought, in terms of your negative, demotivating thoughts as well, because you will learn to accept the fact as it is.
Got it. Got it. Now, like Ankit, coming towards end of the podcast, I have one last question for you. Like for someone who is in their twenties, right, and they have an ambition to build something of their own, right? Like, is there any playbook or any framework you would suggest, like कि जब आप 20 या 21 साल के थे, ये इंफॉर्मेशन या ये इंसाइट कोई आपको देता तो like journey would have been better or much easier. So is there anything you would like to add?
I think one thing is that be curious as much as possible. Ask a lot of questions. Don't assume or accept things as they are in front of you. So the more curious you are, the better it would be, because you will be able to identify a lot of problems during that phase, during that curiosity phase. तो एक तो ये है, I think in terms of advice, during my 20s, I think risk taking is something, if someone can normalize it in some manner, right? Ki you can take risk and nothing is going to be lost for you, because most of the time it is the fear of failing, because of which you don't end up doing something, which keeps getting ingrained in your mind, which was the thought process that I was talking about, that okay, something has to be perfect and then only I will work on this. Whereas normalizing failure, normalizing risk taking is something, if it is normalized in some manner कि ठीक है यार, fail हो गया कोई बात नहीं, right? We take failure very very seriously, but if you fail and then if someone can say कि यार कोई बात नहीं, this is just one thing in which you fail, probably you can try something else and you will be able to succeed in that. तो वो अगर कोई समझा देगा, so more and more people will be able to take that risk openly and very 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 positive mind, and understanding कि ठीक है अगर मैं यहाँ fail हो गया, that doesn't define me as a person, or that doesn't define my capabilities as a whole, right? I can be good in something else also.
In terms of normalizing risk taking and failing, do you have any exercise or any actionable thing which someone can like keep doing, so that I know like a lot of people say okay, we should normalize this, but how we can actually execute or implement this in our daily life?
मतलब see, try to build something and then just take it out to the people. Very small things. If you are thinking of an idea, just build it and take it out. And उसका best तरीका ये है कि when you get a negative response, how do you perceive that response is something that should be the thing that we should be able to teach people. कि ठीक है अगर कोई negative बोल रहा है for some idea or for some of the thing that you have built, don't take it personally. So I think अगर आपने वो सीख लिया कि यार मेरे को कोई नेगेटिव बोल रहा है, तो इट इज़ नॉट जस्ट अबाउट मी, और इट इज़ नॉट अबाउट द थिंग दैट आई बिल्ड, एंड इट डज नॉट टाई जस्ट टू मी. तो आई थिंक माइंड में वो एक सबसे ज़्यादा रहता है कि इफ़ क्या होगा कि किसी ने इसको ख़राब बोल दिया, तो या ख़राब बोल दिया तो फिर कि मैं तो अब कभी करूँगा ही नहीं. तो आई थिंक वो वाला एक पार्ट है कि इफ़ यू आर एबल टू train your mind in that manner कि if someone is talking negative about certain thing, try to objectively understand that कि ठीक है हाँ, there could be a problem in the way I am thinking about this and I should be able to improve it or I should improve it. तो I think वो वाली चीज़ अगर लोग प्रैक्टिस में लेके आएंगे, या हर स्टूडेंट या फिर हमको कोई बोलता अपने यंग टाइम में, तो that would have been very helpful.
Thank you for your time, Ankit. It was like really great session for me.
Right.
And can you just tell the audience to subscribe to the
Absolutely,
YouTube channel? And also like it is like one of the initial podcasts, so you can just look in the camera, you can just tell everyone
Absolutely.
to subscribe.
So Kartik is doing an amazing work. He's bringing out these stories of how people were able to build something, and this will help, I think, everyone in not just building a startup, in building anything. In today's time, especially when AI is into picture, when AI is something that is available for everyone, I think building is much more easier. But at the same time, it should be done right. And I think to learn about all of these scenarios, all of these cases, you should definitely subscribe to Kartik's channel. It will be an immense help to you, and it will be a great learning for each one of you as well.
थैंक यू ये एपिसोड एंड तक देखने के लिए एंड शेयर दिस एपिसोड टू समवन हु यू थिंक विल बी सक्सेसफुल इन फ्यूचर एंड चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लेना बिकॉज इट विल हेल्प अस टू ब्रिंगिंग मोर अमेजिंग फाउंडर्स एंड बिजनेस पर्सन। और कमेंट सेक्शन में बताओ आप नेक्स्ट किसके एक्सपीरियंस से सीखना चाहते हो।